So today we are going to be analyzing GBPUSD for the 26th August 2026. That's for this candle. Remember I told you the other day that we refused to take out this high. So this daily candle was very weak. This particular daily candle was very weak. Why was it weak? Because it couldn't take out this candle on Tuesday was a weak candle. It couldn't even take out this high. Came the next day, we went all the way to this open close level and took out this low. So that's the dynamics of today's chart, starting from the monthly. So let's go to the 4 hours. So how did we make our entries today? 1 hour, 15 minutes, and eventually 5 minutes. Today, the liquidity was very low today. If you go to the 1 minute, you will see that it's very tiny. So there was low liquidity today. So we couldn't trade from the 1 minute. We had to trade for the 5 minutes. Market was just so slow. So what did you observe when we came to this market? The first thing we observed was this trend line. So we saw the first structure of the line broke structure, second structure of the line broke structure. So we knew that there is an entry around here. Where is the other block that broke structure? You see, there is this is a liquidity zone. So this, you can see liquidity zone over here. So the market tries to buy here, broke structure here. So this is what first touch of the line, second touch of the line, third touch of the line. This is first touch of the line. This is our second touch. This is what we saw right at 7 o'clock. And this is what the third touch of the line, right at 7 o'clock. Or right at 8 o'clock. So this is what we saw right at 8 o'clock. Let's try to increase the fonts. Equity. So can you see this low? Yesterday they refused to take out this low. But today they took it out. So what do you observe? We observed that there was news around this day. Today we had GDP data came out today. That's why you saw this huge crash to the downside. This was where we had volatility today. Here we had very tiny volatility. Let's come here so we can see where we had this news. August 26th, yes. So we had right at 1:30, we had core PCE and GDP data. So we had a very good news today. So what happened at 7 o'clock? At 7 o'clock, we took an entry around here, targeting this level only. So we came in here. There was also another opportunity to enter, but this was an aggressive entry. Right at 7 o'clock. This swing points here, we took our entry from. Targeting this 4:12. So we came here, took this entry. So the market did something right at, this was too bold. The market did something right at, market became a bit too volatile around this region. There was strong volatility here, so we went to the 1 minute to see what happened there. You can see there was a break of structure, strong break of structure. We took more entries. Can you see what happened there? This market came here, broke the structure. While I below the structure, we took another entry here, going all the way to this level. This one was right at we took two entries. This one is to three. We also took more entries here just to cover this loss. So this because we saw this break of structure, can you see this? Lower lows, lower highs. There was a kind of a trend line being built here. A tiny trend line. I wish I can draw it, but there was a kind of lower lows, lower. So I took my entry from this liquidity zone because I saw this move to the downside. Took my entry going all the way. This was still part of this was an opportunity to take more entry because they took out this liquidity here. Or they hit this fair value gap. Anytime they hit fair value gap, there are always orders at fair value gap. Because they hit this fair value gap, a lot of people took orders here. So that's why we look for opportunity for more sales and coming close to this quantum line. So what happened? They took a buy here. They broke structure. Can you see they've broken the structure? So right at news, you see we had these entries you saw here. You see these two entries. These are aggressive. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about these two entries. If you come to these two entries, this is an aggressive entry. Why is it aggressive? It's very, very aggressive. There's no confirmation. It's just touch of the line. Highly aggressive. This kind of entries normally fails. Let's go to the 5 minutes to see that entry perfect. So this entry is what they call aggressive entry. The market became volatile here. Here you can't use the 1 minute here because market is little or no volatility is here. But here the market became volatile. That's why we went to the 1 minute. And if you come here, you see something here. You see that this is an aggressive entry. I took another short entry here just to cover this mix. But this is an aggressive entry. More likely to fail. But can you see that this one is not an aggressive entry? This one is a safer entry. This one is a confirmation entry. So you can see we have two entries here. One is aggressive, one is confirmation. Always know the difference between aggressive and confirmation. This aggressive entry, if you take this aggressive entry, most of the time you're going to get losses. And most of the time the market doesn't give chance for confirmation entry. This market tried for us today by giving us this confirmation, making lower lows and lower high, breaking the structure over here. That's why we make this entry, going all the way to this level. If not because of this confirmation, this was a confirmation entry. Now we took another aggressive entry because we observed something. This is the other block that broke structure and it's aligning with our trend line. Another aggressive entry came in again. This is another block that broke structure. What the bird best is another block that broke structure. Because if you look at this, we had a lot of because if you look at this, we had a lot of supports around here. So what did it do? Broke structure. This is the origin. So what did the market do? Let's go to the 5 minutes. The market became less volatile again. This market just was moving so slow. It became less volatile around this region again. What did we do when we saw this short? We took another shot around here. This is the fourth touch of the line. This was around the news. Around news, they started moving price to the upside. Just close to the news period, we started having this strong pullback. So we took because of this is New York, I took two entries. One going to this extreme end, another one going to this daily zone. Because this is New York. So New York, a lot of volatility tends to come into the market. Let's go see 5 minutes. Let me see if you can see something. And here is the code. We have this pool over here. But then, for this other we have the pool. So we took two entries. This is fourth touch of the line. This is just a trend line. Today we just went through trend lines. So came here. Can you see the short position? 16 pips. 12 pips. So we took two positions right at news period. The market started coming up right at news. So we knew that, okay. But this is an aggressive entry. These two entries are aggressive entries, which is an entry that is not advisable to take because you can be taken out. So we just took entry from other block, that's all. No confirmation, nothing. This would have been a good confirmation, but it wasn't close to it was not close to the line. It was a kind of a good inducement of this level. Broke structure, came back to it. So this is a kind of confirmation for us, but it wasn't close to the line. It was just around this level. It was close to this breaker block. There's a breaker block around here. There's a breaker block here. So this guy induced this breaker block, came down, tried to sell it. Now went for the other block. So we're going for the breaker block. Because this level induced this breaker. So this breaker block is a strong breaker block. It induced it and broke structure. Can you see? Can you see that? It induced it and broke structure. So normally you are supposed to take a short around here. But market went for the other block instead. Because this is a strong other block. We tried to make some buy. They created this other block and broke all the way to this. So this is the origin of this short. Came here, they hit this level, came down, came here. So I saw this, but I decided to go for the other block because I know that this is a news period. So this is the dynamics of today's trade. Not much entries today. Today was just 4 entries. Why I took these 2 entries is because this is New York time, and New York time we always have more money coming into this market. So that's the dynamics of today's trade. Not much was done today. Not much was done today. Not much was done today. Can you see this?